Hello and welcome to the 10th instalment of Life of a Musician. I'm Antony Westwell. This video I have a feeling is going to be pretty quick because I've not captured much over this weekend, although I was doing a lot. I had a gig every day, Friday Eddington, Saturday Little 15, Sunday Hideout on my own. So I'll not do too much of an intro, I'll just let you get onto this quick clip that I recorded on Friday and then I'll tell you how it went afterwards. So here we go. Today is Friday. So this is the first of the 3 days of doing gigs on this weekend. So today is Eddington, tomorrow is Little 15 and then Sunday's Hideout on my own. I'm sure editor Anthony's already mentioned this. But yes, tonight the gig starts at 9 p.m, so it's a late start. I'll be setting off about 8 p.m. It's currently 4. I'm going to be taking my 2 speakers, which one's down there, one's up, set up over here, because I did this last time just to test out the 2 speakers, but it sounded really good, so I'm going to do it again. And tomorrow I will also use the same setup. But anyway, I'll catch you later. It's later. Now, even though I had these 2 speakers that I was setting up at Eddington, it was a quick setup. Usually is there now because I know what I'm doing. I even know like which plug socket I'm going to, you know, just all autopilot. What I like to do in the hot weather, bring this big fan. That came with me to every single gig over the weekend, and it came with me on Eddington. Now, last week when I was doing the Mellows, I do 2 1-hour sets there, and then on Friday at Eddington, I do 2 45. But you forget how quick these 2 45-minute sets go when you're just chilling out and don't have to play back to back to back for an hour. Like, the aspect of playing back to back obviously cuts down how many songs you have to do, but also the fact that it's 15-minute less in each set. So I really enjoyed it. People who came down enjoyed it. A few regulars who go to an open mic or they host an open mic, they came down as well, which is nice to see people showing the support. They obviously can't make it to every gig, so it's good that when other people don't, some other people do, you know, everyone fills in the gaps for each other. But yeah, it went down really well. That's going to be my catchphrase, that it went down really well. I swear I say it every single video about every single gig, but that's a good thing, better than saying it went really shit. But anyway, let's move on to the Little 15 gig now. Oh, it's Saturday. Today's the day of Little 15. Yesterday I forgot to take any footage at the Eddington, so hopefully I remember today. If not, editor Antony will cover it once again. But all my gear is already downstairs because it's the same setup as I had yesterday. My set list, I'm thinking I'll do something similar to Mellows, as that's also a 7 o'clock start on a Saturday, so it's quite fitting. Might add a few different songs in just to spice it up for me, but it should be a good one, so let's get onto it. This is the setup. I've got my fan in a little bit there. Awesome. And this is the setup all done. Hey, so as you saw there, my setup was in like a little booth, but a raised booth, so there's a little step to it, so it still felt like you have your own little area instead of being on the level floor with everybody. Specifically a good thing in a big place, because obviously if you're far back and there's people further forward, they can't see you, so being raised a little bit you can see everyone in there like you can from that camera angle. In terms of the setup, last time I played there I took my 1 speaker, this was before I had the second one, and we realised like it probably would be a perfect place to have that second speaker to boost the volume without losing the quality. So obviously I set up with 2 speakers, one on the right side right near the stairs, because the stairs are obviously diagonal, and then the left side had a big open area above it. So I was worried about the resonant frequency from that my right speaker, but there was no such thing. Before I started playing I just strummed out every single chord, see if there was any notes that made it hum, but they didn't, which is great because I have had that before. So the sound was perfect. A few little comments that I got through this gig. In my first set I played Burning For You by Blue Oyster Cult, and this guy I saw was singing along. Yeah, and on my break he told me that he messaged his friend saying, "Oh, he's playing Burning For You." And his mate says, "What's that?" "Oh, it's Blue Oyster Cult's second most popular song." Funny little thing he told me, but it's nice that he knew the song, which is pretty cool. Singing along to it, lots of people singing along over the night. Another person, there was a younger couple, sat down and the guy was singing along to Psycho Killer by Talking Heads. And then at the end of the night when I was packing down, they was leaving, and he came over to me and was like, "Don't drop Psycho Killer," as in don't drop it out of my set, which is quite funny because I've not been playing it that often recently. I used to do it at all my gigs and then put it back in the last couple of times, and someone tells me don't drop it, so I think I'll have to keep it for a while. But all through the night, people singing along, obviously, which is good. A lot of people, or quite a few people, left as I finished, which is good as well. So it seems that I was keeping people there. Specifically, this couple told me they was from Blackpool. Great couple, lovely, sat right near me. They actually moved closer to me, they told me. But they was telling me they missed the train home just so they could watch me and they'd get a later train home. So stuff like that really makes you want to do this, you know, play music for people when they're so engaged and dedicated to watching you. But yeah, it was a really nice thing for him to do. I really appreciated it. Told them how much I appreciated it. Mentioned that I'm, you know, about it like Hideout on Sundays if they want to watch again. Because you've got to take them opportunities. People are interested. So you show your appreciation and then also sort of promote yourself and say, well, I do this as well. If you've enjoyed what you've seen now, you can come along to this. Just quick off the note, it is good having this Sunday slot because I have a reliable time of saying, oh, well, if you want to catch me again, this Sunday I'm playing blah, 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 blah. I always have this thing to tell people to come to watch. Instead of being like, well, in 3 weeks I'm playing here, in 2 weeks I'm playing there. I can have this reliable source. But that's another reason you want to get people following your Instagram, because I put all my gigs in there and stuff like that. But anyway, back on track. So we've had people singing along, we've had a couple stay, another couple told my parents that I'm one of the best they've heard in Little 15, which is funny because when I played on Good Friday, someone also said that, different people. So it's good that I'm being recognised as one of the good people out of a selection of musicians, which is good because it's showing that I'm doing something right, but also it's a good response for the owners or the venue managers to see, therefore booking me more and being able to build up more fan base. And the final thing I'll tell you about Saturday night was I was finishing on Sit Down like I usually do. Got into it, I think I was in the first verse. Bang! String snapped. I knew they was gonna go. To be honest, I thought they'd have gone on Friday, but I don't like changing my strings until one breaks. But when one breaks, I change all of them, unlike someone we know. But yeah, I changed all the strings Sunday morning, but it snapped on Sit Down, which is the last song, so I was a bit gutted about that. But I managed to get through it. It was the G string that snapped. So technically I could play the chords, but they'd be power chords. So I'd be playing like the root, fifth and an octave for an E major. So the third was in there. Just a bit of music theory for you. So the sound of the song actually wasn't too affected. I just had to play them in a bit of a awkward shape. Because when a string snaps and you're trying to play, your muscle memory kind of slips because you're used to feeling the other strings, so you might press on the wrong string. But we got through the song, and luckily, because it was the last song when it snapped, if people shouted more, I could just say no. But that was the Saturday gig at Little 15. Went down really well. Now let's jump into quickly Hideout. Lovely Sunday afternoon. Look at this whopper. So last 2 gigs have gone down well, so hopefully this will as well. Once again, I'm using the same setup with my 2 speakers. So once again, it's already downstairs. Just need to pack it into my car, get it to Hideout, set up, and then we'll be on our way. Sweet. And here we are again. Told you there's not much to see in this video, more of a little update video. But just a reminder before I talk about the Hideout gig, make sure to check out my Instagram, check out John's Instagram, check out the Hideout, check out the King's Encore. I have a list of social media in the description if you don't want to search it up, but go give us a follow, it's really appreciated. Anyway, back to the Hideout. So a few things happened in this gig, nothing massive, but a few little funny things, such as at one point next door's venue, you could hear what they were playing because they have really wide open doors so all the music can get through, but I could hear they were playing Breakfast at Tiffany's, and obviously that's a song I do as well. So I started singing along with them quietly, but harmonising with them. A few people in Hideout laughed at that, so did I, because I find my own jokes funny. Whoa. That was fun. At one point I made up a little song, literally like 10 seconds long, because my mum said, make something up, because I didn't know what to play. I'll have to get someone to write a tribute about it, I can't remember it. The owner's mother-in-law, I think she is, or one of the owner's mother-in-laws, she was sat outside, but she was like watching and listening, and she said she really enjoyed it, so that's good to get approval, if you will, from someone towards the top of the chain. I don't know how you describe that relationship, but you know, someone who knows the owner very well. If they're liking it, then obviously it's a good word for you. And I will just point out that I have an Instagram post of the setup there. I like to occasionally throw in not just a picture of me, but a setup picture on my Instagram, just to spice it up and make it look a bit more diverse. Plus I think it's interesting for other musicians to look at. They'd be like, oh, that's what he uses, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, overall, this weekend has been great. I love it when I have a back-to-back-to-back gig in the days and the weekend, especially when they were all different start times. Next week I have 3 gigs again, however slightly different. On Friday I have Georgia Brains with the King's Encore, me and John. On the Saturday I don't have a gig, however on the Sunday I'm doing Hideout from 2 p.m. and then I'm doing a Royal Oak gig at 5:30 p.m. So that is literally a back-to-back gig. Hopefully I can survive through it. Should be able to. Luckily it's not just me doing the first gig on my own, it's me and John, so that shouldn't affect my voice or anything too much. But this is the end of the video, so as always make sure to like if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't, comment down below anything you think I could have improved on or anything you enjoyed. Make sure to keep music in your life and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.